Lesson 8, shaping your shots, is going to help you hit the ball to the target now with your effortless golf swing. As you know, or may have heard, the golf swing only lasts about a second to a second and a half from start to finish. An impact with the ball lasts about 1/2000th of a second. Now, we can't expect to time the swing to that minute instant with our hands or anything of that sort. So what I'm going to ask you to do is trust your alignment and the keys to the effortless swing to take care of putting your club on the arc, on the backswing and the downswing. Lesson 8, shaping your shots, asks you to consider the idea of shaping your shots to the target with your follow-through arc. I know that's a new idea. One of the things that got me thinking about that a few years ago was I played golf with Andy Martinez, who was, at the time was Johnny Miller's caddy. And I was hitting the ball very well that day for a few holes, and then I started pull hooking every shot I hit. Big curve to the left. I was missing the greens entirely. Andy said to me, "Mike, your swing looks fine." He said, "But your follow-through arc looks a little flat." And then Ron Rhodes at Riviera talked to me a little bit about shaping the shot with the follow-through arc. And then I heard that Lee Trevino also talks about gluing a club head on the back of his left hand and swinging it where he wants the ball to go. So what I'd like to ask you to do first is develop some awareness of what your follow-through arc feels like. Hit some shots. Instead of thinking all about the backswing and the downswing, think about the follow-through. Just get some awareness. What does it feel like? If you hit a good shot, step off it and go, how did that feel? If you hit a bad shot, the same thing. Step off and say, why was that wrong? There are two variables to consider in the golf swing, in the follow-through arc. The first is your arm arc relative to the front of your body. As we discussed before, in the follow-through, the club moves up the front of the body as it continues to unwind, okay? Now, if you finish, instead of moving up in this area, if your follow-through arc is over here, in other words, the golf swing, look, then you unwind and you find out your follow-through arc's way over here. Where do you think the ball went? Probably it hooked to the left. By the same token, if you finish your follow-through arc and the club's almost over your head, and especially if you haven't finished your body turn, you're facing out to the right, I'll bet you $10 your shot went to the right, okay? The second variable to consider is your back of your left hand position, okay? Now, as I stand, say you're the target now, if I hit a shot and I come through the follow-through and the back of my left hand straight up and down and the leading edge of the club is straight up and down, chances are I hit a straight shot. If I get into the follow-through arc and the back of my left hand has rotated to the ground, see where the leading edge of the club face is? It points at the ground. Chances are I hooked the ball, okay? On the other hand, if I come through and my wrist joint is so stiff that centrifugal force can't release it back to its original position, I come through with the back of my left hand facing the sky, I'm going to hit the ball to the right. I'm going to have a big slice, okay? What I recommend you work on as you learn to shape your shots is keep the arm movements relative to the front of your body constant. Don't try to finish flat one time and upright another one. Always let the arms work right up the front of the body into this position, and vary where the back of your left hand goes and also how you align. For instance, say you're the target and I want to hit a shot that starts out to the right and hooks back in. What I would do is change my alignment to get my swing path out to the right. Then I would rotate the back of my left hand down in the follow-through arc to hook the ball back to the target. By the same token, if I want to hit a fade or a ball that curves from left to right, I would line up this way. As I come through, I would tighten the joint up or inhibit the rotation a little bit so that the back of my left hand is pointing a little bit toward the sky in the follow-through, and the ball will curve back around to the target. When you're first learning to shape your shots with your follow-through arc, practice the basic arc instead of the full swing, because it's much easier to check yourself and to make your adjustments in the follow-through position of the basic arc, which is right around here, than it is to try and judge what's happening in the full swing. So if you want to hit a draw, finish up with the back of your left hand right here in the follow-through arc, and I guarantee the ball will curve from right to left.